Hey, I'm trying to understand, like, what did you guys do to Mahomes to make it a shootout every week? You know, I mean, I feel like you guys played your best ball against the best teams, and I think you guys always like raise the bar. And I think that I have to go back and look at the tape of you guys' game because I don't know defensively what exactly you did to contain their weapons because they it wasn't like they were nullified, but they weren't as explosive and as crazy and going off and as off schedule as they usually are.
Well, the first game, they did score 32 points. I think we beat them 40-32. I think we rushed 3 men quite a bit in the second half. We used a spy on Mahomes. And I think Patrick would tell you he was a little bit too aggressive, tried to get outside the scheme, perhaps a little bit more than he usually does. But we still struggled to contain them. We did get a couple big sacks, and Jeff Heath had a huge interception on a ball that Mahomes usually doesn't throw. But we were opportunistic when we had to. Derek was really hot that day, played a great game. We got a big lead and held on to win. And then in the second game, it was one score after another. It was a track meet, and it was almost like who got the ball last was going to win that football game, and that's just what happened.
John, it was interesting watching the first matchup where you guys beat them up there, and it was the big play. You guys hit big plays against them in that one. I think it's 75-yarder and another 50-yarder, something like that. And as I went back and watched the first matchup between these two teams when they played in week 12, that when Tampa was trying to play their man coverage in the game, it didn't go well. You know, it's almost like, you know, all right, somebody's going to play man coverage, and poor Carlton Davis had to play Tyreek Hill one-on-one. And every time they just tried to jump into it, they hit some big play. He had 200 yards in the game, 200 yards plus, and there was just no way he's going to keep up with them. Then they switched to a zone in the second half. And it went about as you would expect, right? Kelsey going up and down the field, and they didn't stop him. But when they got to the red zone, they stopped them. So they give up big plays. They switch to a zone. They get down in the red. They're screaming up and down the middle of the field. They never stopped them in the middle of the field. But in the red zone, they stopped them. And Kansas City's offense didn't look great against that zone defense. And then with sort of the game on the line, they came back and they ran man-to-man bump and run one more time, and Carlton Davis got beat again by Hill. And I was like, it's like they solved the puzzle of how to beat it, and then they went right back to the man coverage and got beat really for what turned out to be the game winner.
Yeah, when you watch San Francisco play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl the year before, Richard, he was there, obviously. I didn't see the 49ers play a lot of man-to-man either. Did you, Richard?
No, we didn't. It was third down. It had to be third and less than 5, because you're just not expecting them to bomb. And at that point, you're leaning to Tyreek, and you got to stand up. That's NFL football. But for the most part, we kept the top over the defense. We had great underneath droppers. Our linebackers did a great job in the hooks. And we contained everything except like the play they got on the 3rd and 16 was just a bust by the corner. It's the dagger 7. The only them in Seattle are the only ones that really run it. That feel they have the time to run a damn dagger with the 7 cut and hit the 7. And we had worked it in practice. They didn't work it to my side because they knew on 3rd and 16 I'm not even remotely close. Tyreek's at 2. I'm over the top of 2. You'll catch the dig. Hey, me and Fred will communicate early because you need to be in that hook window and you need to look him up because he's going to run this dig. There's only 2 or 3 plays you got on 3rd and 15 plus, and that was one of their plays. And when our corner got caught up in the moment, he got caught up. He just trying to be sticky in coverage, and that's what kind of got us. Those plays late, they got me on we ran a fire zone, and they had been running that inside read, that deep read curl, 20-yard curl that Kansas City runs, and gave me the same exact stem for the read, then busted out at the last second and that's where you got to be late. You're up 10 points. We've been playing zone. We've been keeping the top over the defense, and then those late mistakes are what were detrimental.
Tell you what, though, Chris, one of the things I don't think people are talking about enough is the state of the Chiefs' offensive line.
Yeah, no question.
You got to go block Jason Pierre-Paul. Say what you want. He's back. This is JPP. Shaquille Barrett's a franchise player. He got after Aaron Rodgers. Vita Vea is back, and Ndamukong Suh lives for big games. The Buccaneers can rush. They can rush you, man. And without Mitchell Schwartz at right tackle, now you lose Fisher at left tackle. I mean, and then you forget that DuVernay Tardif, he opted out at right guard, and his backup, Kelechi Osemele, got hurt against us. They're using their third team right guard and 2 backup tackles. It's going to be hard to drop back and hold the ball and wait for some of these deep patterns that Richard's talking about. I'm a little concerned about that matchup if I'm Kansas City, the injuries on their offensive line.